Hi, this is Kary with InsuranceResourcing.com, and we are talking about interviewing today. This is part 3, and we are now dealing with the dreaded question, what are your greatest weaknesses? So here's the key to this answer. You aren't making it up on the spot. You need advanced preparation. So the first thing you want to do is you want to think about what have past employers and past coworkers said to you in constructive criticism, and really look in the mirror and say to yourself, is that really one of my areas for growth? Because you'll often hear this question disguised. Typically people aren't saying, what are your greatest weakness? Your HR manager will say something more along the line of, tell me about what a former employer has said about you that would be an area for growth. Or they might say something like, tell me about an area that you're working on right now. It's all the same. They want to know where you're weak. So pick something that is real, because you can't come out and say you have none, because we all know we all have weaknesses. And it's okay to be honest if you feel like this is truly an area that you're struggling with. The key to it is to make sure that you show that you have been working on it, demonstrate to the employer the steps you're taking to improve it, and show that other people have recognized that you're improving in this area. Let's take a simple one. Let's say that maybe you are a person that has a difficult time prioritizing and staying on task. It's a pretty common thing, especially for younger members of the workforce. So the employer asks you to talk about your weakness, and you say, well, when I first started in the industry, I had a couple of people that sort of sat me down and told me that I wasn't really focused enough in the office. And when I asked for additional feedback, they told me that I wasn't working quickly enough and that I was a little too social. And so what I did is I realized that I needed to take a much more serious approach to my work. The first thing I did is I realized that I didn't know everything I needed, and I was walking around and I was asking people for answers to things. So I identified those areas, and I made sure that I took books home with me, and I worked out a plan with my supervisor to get the extra knowledge that I needed so that I could spend more time on the task. And then I asked for weekly feedback to make sure that I really was improving. Within my next performance review, I noticed that my score in that area had gone up, and I even was approached by my manager's boss, who said that they saw great improvement. This is a great way to show that you are honest, you're human, you have a weakness, and you've done something to help improve it. That's the way you want to handle this question. Always make sure that you're honest with the employer, have a good example, and show how you were able to overcome the challenge that you had in front of you. So that's it for this week. Stay tuned for next week when we talk about question number 4, which is, tell me about your greatest success. This is Kary York with Insurance Resources.